Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, the Tuesday edition, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. I'm Star Sports editor Ryan Finley, here with the jet-lagged Greg Hansen. Greg, I was just thinking about this. In the last few weeks, you've been to Oregon, Vegas, San Diego, and now Anaheim. You getting those mileage points at least?
I'm not supposed to tell you, am I? Hotel points, yeah.
Well, you've been living out of a suitcase the last couple of weeks, but at least you've seen some good basketball. Arizona kind of reverted to number one seed status there on Sunday with a shellacking of Gonzaga. Greg, what did they show you in that win?
That it's a different team than we saw in November and December and even February. Obviously, they've adjusted to playing with a man down from Ashley. And I thought they played their best game of the year, which is very promising.
It seems that as if they were able to hit open shots in that game, too, and their transition game was on point again. If they continue to play like this, Greg, are they the best team in the country?
I still think Florida might be, but I think Arizona might get to the final game. I mean, if Gordon and Jefferson play the way they played against Gonzaga, really, who's going to beat them this week? Probably nobody. Those two guys are basically sophomores now. I know that's coach speak, but those guys are really good.
Yeah. One team that's a little bit more athletic than Gonzaga and certainly more accomplished is San Diego State. Greg, the Wildcats take on the Aztecs Thursday night at 7:17 p.m. Thank you, CBS, for being so official on 7:17. It means the game will start about 7:45.
Right, exactly.
San Diego State is a team that Arizona knows well. They play them almost yearly. The Aztecs has some athletes. How do you see that game shaking out, and who scares you on San Diego State's team?
Well, Xavier Thames, best player in their league. He would have been a first-team All-Pac-12 player this year, too. I just think Arizona has better players almost in every spot except for Thames. I think Arizona has 4 better starters and a better bench. And usually, when you get to this point, the better team wins. I think Arizona's the better team. Now watch it flip and not happen. But, if Arizona doesn't win this game, it'll be crushing because it has the personnel to advance.
Well, and its bracket has lined up in such a way that Arizona doesn't play a team that's truly scary until the Final Four.
Yeah, not even Wisconsin. We were talking about Wisconsin. I watched them play Oregon, and Oregon did everything but win that game. In fact, it lost the game. Yeah. It didn't know how to win, and Wisconsin just stood there and took it. And I think San Diego State might be a tougher game than Wisconsin if Wisconsin beats Baylor. I haven't watched Baylor enough to know. One
of the things, Greg, that we were talking about off air is San Diego State is certainly athletic and accomplished, but it seems as if they're kind of a poor man's Arizona. They defend well, but not as well as Arizona. They're long and athletic, but not as long and not as athletic as Arizona. It seems like something would have to go almost disastrously wrong for the Aztecs to win this game here on Thursday.
But if you followed Arizona NCAA basketball long enough, bad things happen at the worst possible time. They shoot 29% against Santa Clara, go home in the first round. But usually the best team wins. Even with Arizona through the years, through 25 years, when Arizona's lost, I've almost always said they weren't as good as that team.
Right. Especially when you get to the round of 16, where the wackiness kind of wears off.
Right.
There's not that 12-5 upset like you see in the first couple of rounds. It's really interesting, Greg, a team that suddenly Tucsonans seem to be pulling for, and this is strange, is the Dayton Flyers. Archie Miller, Sean Miller's brother, former UA assistant. He has Dayton in the Sweet 16. He's a rising star in this game, Greg. I know he's signed an extension at Dayton, but what does he do, and how similar is the way he runs his program to the way Sean runs his?
I think it's Sean number 2. I think everything about him, their personalities, their fire are the same. It all comes from their dad, who was an absolute taskmaster. I mean, he didn't give an inch, and they both took that don't give an inch into their coaching lives. And, when Archie was here as an assistant coach, you really didn't notice him because he purposely stayed away from the limelight.
Yep. This is the Greg Hansen Video Notebook Tuesday edition brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Greg, one more thing, and then we'll let you go. If you're predicting an Arizona win on Thursday, who do you think they play, and who is more dangerous in that Elite Eight game? Is it Baylor or is it Wisconsin?
I still think they'll play Wisconsin because Baylor basically imploded in the midseason this year. I think Baylor has a chance to disappear on a given night under stress. I think Wisconsin can rise to the occasion. They've been in so many big games in their league. Not to say Baylor wasn't too. I just like Bo Ryan, who's been there enough. And Baylor's a newbie to me, so I'll believe that one when I see it.
To me, it's a real contrast in coaches. Scott Drew is a guy who can recruit but isn't much of an X's and O's guy, I don't think.
No.
And then you look at Bo Ryan, a guy who seems to get the same kinds of players every year, just coaches the heck out of them.
Right. When I watched them play Oregon the other day, I thought, boy, are these guys all brothers? they look so much the same. I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
But, because they don't make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
They're if anybody makes fewer mistakes in Arizona, it'll be Wisconsin.
Sure. Greg, you're not going to slip off to Disneyland at all, are you, when you're in Anaheim?
Can't I go there?
Yeah,
Don't
sure.
I have a free ticket?
Real quick before we let you go, favorite ride at Disneyland? Go.
Splash Mountain.
Space Mountain. It's Space Mountain. You failed. That was a test and you failed. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Greg is off to Anaheim. I'll be here in Tucson, but we'll be checking in on Friday. So until next time, for Greg, I'm Ryan saying see you around.
At Domino's, we're slowing down to make our handmade pan pizza the right way, taking our time to hand press the fresh dough into the pan, adding 2 layers of cheese, and slowing our ovens down to get the crust golden and crispy. So try a Domino's handmade pan pizza with 2 toppings for just $7.99.